The world is going to end.
The world is not going to exist anymore. The world's going to end. Existence will cease. The world is going to end. Pi theory equals the world is going to end. Pi theory.
When do you believe the world will end?
Eventually. Pi theory.
Pi theory.
Pi theory.
Professor Johan was, let's say, the father of pi theory. He's the one that came up with this pi being the window into the key to finding out when the world is going to end. He was a bastard. He was mean. You think he was a drunk, although we never seen him drink. But just when you saw him around pi, when you saw him around the numbers, he was just engrossed. He was ingrained.
The world is going to end. Pi theory equals the world is going to end. Pi theory. That's what's going to happen. The world is going to end. Yes. And it all is very simple.
Johan was my mentor, and he was also my protege in ways, even though he was much older than me. And I never met him personally. He is the pioneer of pi theory.
So in your opinion, when do you think the world will end?
Well, it's actually quite fascinating what we found out is that pi 3.14 is actually a doorway into the fact that the world is going to end.
A doorway? How so?
Well, pi equals 3.14. That's what we do know. What we don't know is when the world is going to end. But we do know it's going to. It's a really fascinating thing we've come up with, and everyone's just spinning on their heads. It's just a matter of when.
So it was a 17-year program, and you dropped out the 18th year. How did your parents feel about that?
They weren't too happy, but I had a steady job, lumberjack, as I've said.
Mm-hmm.
And, I really needed to move on anyway, because as I was saying, it was there that I learned about Johan. We were speaking
When do
earlier.
you believe the world will end?
Eventually
Eventually.
is the answer that we use,
Okay.
us Johan scholars.
And where is Johan at this moment?
He's passed, but his legend lives on.
All of this is just it's so fascinating. It's really, we can't wrap our heads around it, and hopefully we never will, because if we do, then we'll know when the world's going to end. If we know that.
Have you set a definitive date of when the world will end?
No, we have not. We have not done that. That's what we're working on now.
It's just that simple. Pi theory. Pi theory. Pi theory.
Now I've seen you've made a graph.
Well, this is what we've come up with as far as how the world is going to end. We don't know what these figures are. We know that they do exist.
Okay.
We don't know what these figures are. Again, we're pretty certain that they exist. This right here, we don't know what that means. We don't know what's going up. We don't know what's going down.
And what is the significance of the question marks?
It signifies the fact that we don't know when the world is going to end, because we don't. As you can see here,
Yes.
it's all here. I mean, come on. How much more do you want?
In a way, would you say that he changed you? He changed your outlook on pi theory?
Oh, God. Yes. Yes, he did. The world is going to end. The world is going to end.
The world ends. Time ceases to exist anymore. That's the truth. That's gonna happen. Do you understand? That's the truth. Time ends. The world is going to end. Time stops. Time stops. Pi theory.
Tell me about the possible reasons for Armageddon.
As you can see, this is a chart I drew up. Possible reasons.
How long did it
for
take you to draw the chart?
About 15 years.
And yeah, I can see you were very detailed in drawing it.
Yes. Here's just a few examples of what we think may happen. 1. World explodes. End. 2. World sets into flames. Maybe sun, maybe we set it into flames. I don't know. It could be anything. Next. World breaks into two, splits. No reason, just does. End of world. 3, this is an arrow through the world, which symbolizes nuclear war, other possible wars.
Aliens, perhaps?
That's one theory, but we're not going to get into that today. That's a whole nother spectrum.
Okay.
World disappears. Where does it go? Question mark. I don't know. And possibly eaten by aliens.
Okay.
Pi theory. Pi theory. We've actually developed it and brought it into the 20th century. So
I have one final question. When you do chop wood, what type of axe do you use?
a sharp one.
Start to get ingrained, and it's really quite intriguing when you really get down into the nitty gritty of it and you realize the world is going to end, and we know that. The question is when, and how do we deal with this? How do we go on? Can the world really end while we're still here? Can we survive the end of the world? These are the questions we ask.
Angel floating with the face as white as snow. Voices bouncing off.
The world is going to end.
He's just reading my mind.
Funny what you don't remember and what you do, because we do know that pi means the world is going to end.
We do know that.
See the people in the streets and the people there's happiness. There's happiness. When you lie awake, you're in a hospital.
It's been a while. I don't know where the time has gone. When was the last time we spoke? What?
35 years ago. You know, it's funny, when the school of pi theory really started to take flight, I was one of the most skeptical ones out there, known as the rogue scientist.
I didn't think it was gonna get off the ground, to tell you the truth.
And now it's soaring and it's
But then-
orbiting the moon right
I
now.
mean, we went out there, we spoke conferences. There was some of those conferences no one was there. I mean, people would throw stones at us. They would try to physically hurt us. They were trying to kill us for pi theory.
You know, in fact, there were actually some conferences where we didn't even show up. So that was just an empty room. But the room was still filled with the energy of pi theory. Pi equals 3.14 equals the world ends. I knew Johan through several connections, if you will. My assistant here, he actually never knew Johan personally.
True. Well, see, I met him in a prison in Saudi Arabia. It was the late 70s. We were both there for talking against the prince. Theory. Pi theory.
Then we
I
got
don't
this
know.
letter, once Johan did pass away. And if you look at it, it
We
doesn't
didn't-
make any sense
We
at
had
all.
no idea what it meant. We tried to understand what it meant. We couldn't figure it out. We thought it was something with this, but then all we did, invert it, bam, there it was. The world is going to end.
Pi theory.
That's all we had. That's all we needed.
Pi theory. And that's your key word here is end. Pi theory.
And we found him, he was chopping on a tree, of course.
The world will end.
Yes.
What's up, Al?
It's gonna end.
He's always late, but it's fine.
Science.
We're just talking about pi theory right now. Al may not be the most sane
No.
of all of us, which is really quite fascinating because even the insane can grasp the concept of pi theory. I think that's great. The world is going to end. Go around. Do you believe that the end of the world is a place? No. Pi theory. Yes and no. See, I say there's no answer. I don't even think there's a question. Did I even ask that? That's the question. Pi theory.
As Johan prophesied, it will end. And we know that for sure.
Pi theory ends when
When the world ends.
Time stops.
No more time.
Okay.
Nope. That's what the end is. End of days. Literally means the end of days.
You guys want to go grab some burgers or something?
Hamburgers.
Not even sure what I'm doing's okay.
will end, is what you're saying.
Absolutely. It'll absolutely end. We just don't know when.
It's just the basics of pie theory. The world is gonna end.
If you look,
The world will cease to exist.
One of your colleagues said that he tortured him. Did he torture you?
Sexually, yes. Not so much a torture as it was a tease, a provocative dance we did.
and like I was, Al, I'm sorry, you're just making me really uncomfortable right now. And I think it's quite fascinating that you can do something like that. I just think that's
Time stops.
Only just because it's not paved, it's good for drifting, drifting away.
Ask you a question. When did you fully get on board with Pine?
Oh God.
Do you remember the exact day?
I remember when we met in what? Japan.
Is it true you met your associate on the moon?